good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are around the world. And I'm really excited today because we've gone through a journey. 21 weeks is not that simple. And I think that we are now knowing each other, happy, glad to see each other when we see the faces here together. And one of the most important things that we share our understandings and our ideas and different schools of thought regarding tacit knowledge. We had here a full course. We didn't give you yes, no, black, white answers, but we tried to provide different perceptions that will give you together a great toolbox how to leverage the business value potential, the business value of tacit knowledge. And I'm glad that to see everyone coming in, not only white shirts, but coming in with nice faces today and nice clothing, and everything is very like polished, may I say. So we will be starting now. We will go one by one. I'll share my slide, and we will give each one 1 minute, and we will ask you not to read everything that is on your slides. The slides will stay here, and they will stay in our shared drive. Someone asked me today, until when? And I said, forever, as long as we exist. So the slides will stay there with all your takeaways and your plans. And if you want to check within a year or half a year, or even later, if you did what you planned, or if you want to go back to it, please do. The YouTube will be available forever. It will be open for the public. But we are now asking you to take 1 minute and share with us the main takeaways, or even one idea from all the ideas and that you have taken from all your plans. Choose one thing, two things, 1 minute for each, and we will start walking. And I thought that today I don't have to walk, but that's one of the days in the year that I have to walk. I walk more. So we're now taking our time, and we will be starting by alphabetic order, starting with Abby. It's not really Abby, but that's how he calls himself here. So please, you are first. Please unmute yourself. Are you here?
I don't think
okay. Abby's not here with us, even though he didn't indicate it. So I want to say that when I read what Abby has written, I was a bit surprised because I thought he would share with us his plans as to tacit knowledge, but the real thing he said is, I want to contribute to KMG. And so first of all, Abby, thank you very much. And thank you for your detailed ideas how to contribute to KMG. And we, of course, will be happy if anyone or everyone want to contribute and want to help. And if everyone gives us one small piece, we're in a great, better place. I want to give some milestones to things that Abby thought would be more practical and more helpful. The knowledge books, the podcasts, how to understand knowledge graphs with Art Murray, and some initial theories and understandings of what is tacit knowledge. So thank you, Abby, and we will continue from Thailand to, where are we? From Thailand to Indonesia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Adrian, we are with you.
Thank you, Maria.
1 minute, please. Adrian? Okay, Adrian is not with us, as I see. One thing that Adrian was speaking about, and I saw it again and again in many of your slides, is the idea of powerful questions. And we are using the term powerful, but I want to remind us all that Peter was speaking about different types of questions, which powerful was one set of them. And I think that the whole idea of asking questions in different levels, with different types, was a very powerful session. So Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Adrian, for reminding us. Adrian also shared with us the idea, the two additional things that he thought would be more practical, more useful, using them for the future. One is using more communities of practice. It's not only for closing, solving problems now and here, but it's really a way to leverage our tacit knowledge. And the idea of generative AI. And yes, generative AI has several different types of capabilities that can help us with our tacit knowledge. I'll stop here because additional people will be speaking about these ideas, so they can continue on and they can speak longer as they are here by themselves. Alexander is here, right, Alexander? From Belgium. Alexander? Wow, today
Yes. No, it's okay.
Yes.
I had problem with my micro. So hello, everyone. I would like to briefly present my main takeaways. So really to focus on the important and the current underestimation of the tacit knowledge management in different companies. They don't benefit really of the treasure they have in their hands. I remember one slogan of Siemens was, if Siemens knew what Siemens know, it's really this. Confirmation by Stan Garfield and a lot of people that communities of practice can really be considered as a main knowledge management driver, at least a tacit knowledge management driver. AI, of course, can sustain KM and vice versa, but AI is a tool and not a process. So use it correctly and not be used by the tool. That would be not a benefit, but really a problem. Mentoring and sponsorship also. Sorry?
We are ending, 10 seconds, yes.
Okay, mentoring, sponsorship also, and also to take into account the personal knowledge management strategy of everyone, while collective knowledge management really will support business strategy. That's all my main takeaways I would like to present today.
Thank you very much. When I do a dong, you can continue, but you know that 1 minute has been passed, so you will try and complete your ideas. And from Belgium, we are now moving to Brazil. So certainly a different time zone and different weather. Andre in Brazil, the floor is yours.
Hello, thank you, Moria. Well, I'm André Saito from Brazil. I currently work as a consultant on knowledge management, innovation, and organizational learning. My main takeaways are, first, we need a good understanding of what tacit knowledge is, how it works, the dynamics between tacit and explicit knowledge. Not only that, we need to develop the right attitude. We need to build rapport. We need to learn how to listen, build openness, to engage people, to have them willing to share and access tacit knowledge. Of course, we've seen many approaches, techniques, practices, lessons learned on how to elicit tacit knowledge. I particularly liked the session on knowledge books by Vincent, the powerful questions session with Peter. And I'm already using those techniques. I also liked the session on communities of practice by Stan. And of course, the use of generative AI. I'm starting to use. I'm not knowledgeable on that, but there's a huge potential on that. So for instance, I'm working on my plans. I'm already using the insights I got here. I'm working with a group of experts on newborn screening, and I have to capture their knowledge. So I'm using the questions, I'm using the techniques, and so on. And not only that,
Andre, we will stop here if it's okay.
Okay.
Last sentence, if you want to add. Thank you, Andre from Brazil, and we are still in Brazil with Antonio. 1 minute, the floor is yours. Antonio? Okay, so I help Antonio. Antonio gets to a very important point. We're all the time looking about on the tacit knowledge and think it's intangible, but it is possible to create tangible value from it. And the idea that we tried demonstrating that there are so many approaches and there's no one solution how to do it. We use AI, we use our brains, we use people, and we combine them all together. Thank you, Antonio. And we will be moving from Brazil to Poland. Eric, are you with us here?
Yes, I'm here.
Please. 1 minute is yours.
Okay, so I listed here the topics that were relatively new to me, and it was really cool to find out the other concepts. So in my main takeaways, you can see the onion model structure, which I found quite useful, and I haven't cared about it before. Also, for me, important was to realize something that is already seems to be obvious for me. So the distinguishment between information and discovery questions, to be able to ask the powerful questions. Also, the value of brainstorming, which I really value, and I really appreciate everyone who has also this approach of the brainstorming, and the challenges when trying to learn from experts and how to deal with them, which is a summary of all the series of how to extract the tacit knowledge from the experts. I can add also the very interesting session about the community of practice and the Kinefin framework. But in general, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Eric. And we're moving to Australia. Dave is not with us. It's very late at night. I'm happy. So you just press the X, please. Okay, please start.
Okay, we learn from others and ourselves about ourselves through multiple senses. And I particularly like the sharing that talk about all this because it means that we can enhance how we learn from ourselves and others, how to articulate, assimilate, and leverage what we know for the benefit of all. So we unleash this power. We need to know what is the best way of learning for ourselves, for others, and we facilitate how others learn about this knowledge through brainstorming, through community of practice, questioning, symbolic, interview, coaching, mentoring, and generative AI. So I think this is a continuing journey, so we'll never stop learning and share with others. What I take away here is, if we understand the best learning senses for myself and for others, we will best elicit the tacit knowledge, and we will have a lot of good tools in our toolbox to learn and share, and therefore it's continue learning to leverage, to innovate, and the value create. That's it.
Thank you so much. See, even if you're speaking about similar perspective ideas, everyone's giving his perspective, the idea of continuing journey. Thank you so much. Eva from Denmark, please. Eva?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, hello. Yes, I think some of my main takeaways were really understanding how much there is to this topic, and that the huge wealth of vocabulary and the tools around it. And I think we learned a lot of very tangible things that we can apply very easily in our daily work. And I really enjoyed that, and also understanding the layers of the knowledge, and this whole discussion about, can it be extracted or should it be extracted? And there's so much more within people that you can say or that you can extract or read or write down, and how you can use all these different tools to extract that knowledge. And I really also liked some of the sessions on all the human factors that really impact the way we engage with each other, and foster this open community for sharing, the trust building, authenticity. I think that's super important. And lastly, also, I think also the generative AI tools, how they can become our friend, and how that can help making us being better at what we do, better at analyzing data and applying some critical thinking when we combine forces. So I think that was also very, very interesting. So, and that's some of the plans that I hope to really enforce in my work, like more use of general AI, and visit some of the very interesting sessions, when you need them. It's nice to have something to look back on and get some good hands-on tools. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And we all are familiar with the term AI human augmentation, but I loved your addition of combining forces, because we have two strong forces here. Let's combine them wisely. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
Flor is not supposed to be with us. Flor, are you with us? No. So I think that Flor is now adding something that I saw again and again, the 3 levels of knowledge, the surface, the shallow, and the deep knowledge. I think that it gave us a new understanding. Thank you very much, Alex Bennett and David Bennett, that are not here with us. The processes of surfacing and embedding were new. We always think about surfacing. We don't think about embedding. The onion model, it comes again and again. Thank you. And I say that when Fisher said that, okay, he'll speak about mentoring and coaching, I asked myself, will people resonate with it? And yes, not only Flor, but also Flor and also others state that understanding the ideas of mentoring, coaching, and interviewing are very powerful tools in order to leverage the value creation of tacit knowledge. I'll stop here and let's go to Florian. Florian is also not with us. Florian, are you with us?
I'm here.
You're with us. Wonderful. Because
I had a question mark. I have a meeting at the same time, but I wanted to stay just for my presentation and especially to thank you for the great course. And my takeaways is, well, not surprisingly as the others, the onion model. And my plan is keep it in mind, always think on which level the knowledge in question is positioned. Then my other takeaway is the colorful and richness of the tools and methods for extracting tacit knowledge. And it's so abundant that my plan is don't get lost with so many methods. And then there are the magic wand and powerful questions, which I enjoyed and I keep in mind, use them. Then there are the knowledge books with the mask methodology. And there I need to finish my first one, which is based on the course of tacit knowledge. And the last thing of my main takeaways is the AI for identifying new tacit knowledge. And my plan is to apply wherever it is helpful. And thank you very much for the course. And I need to leave because I have different meeting at the same time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Florian, for joining anyhow, and for visualizing and reminding us all how much visualization helps us in knowledge management in general and tacit knowledge as well, because it gives us new associations and new ideas, and it fosters our creative thinking. Okay, Jonathan from UK. Bye. Jonathan, are you with us?
I am indeed, Moria. Thank you very much. Thank you for a fantastic course, and thank you everyone for making this a really, really rich experience. So a couple of areas I'd like to share with you that stand out as main takeaways. First of all, indeed, as Florian has just suggested, the abundance and richness of the different methods, the different approaches to thinking about tacit knowledge, realizing what is tacit knowledge. And I think that's important for all of us. It came out through the course to me as something we do need to think about as KM practitioners, that knowledge management isn't only implicit, explicit, tacit. It has so much nuance to it, and it is all very context dependent. And this really is important as we interact with our stakeholders and we think about our plans for developing knowledge management programs and so on. The other key point that really came through for me is how we should keep knowledge flowing through a human system rather than just depending on documents and information systems and databases and that kind of thing. Human interaction, conversation is so important. And I'm still just getting to grips with generative AI, huge potential, and that's one of the areas I really, really would love to explore. It's one of my plans at the end, you can see. I think that's it, I'll stop there.
But you're wonderful. Looking at the clock as well. Julia from Brazil. I was so happy to meet you last year on the KM Week and that you brought so many people with you to the course. Please start.
Very happy to be here in this final session with you, sharing my comments. Well, we visited many approaches, techniques, and tools to explore tacit knowledge. I guess what got me was the great potential and complexity of tacit knowledge and the importance of systematic knowledge management and perhaps a careful look into the human capabilities and essence. Like we talked a lot about inducing resonance, for example, passive abilities, listening, empathy, and communication, networking. And of course, enabling technology, we have to use wisely and timely because things go so fast and advanced as support. So what gets me perhaps as a final thought is like, what is the intention of exploring tacit knowledge? What's the impact and from people for people, like how we work knowledge management for improving, our lives.
Thank you. Wonderful. Let's remember to the end, improving our life. Kai, we are with you. Germany.
Hi. Yes, in Germany. You mentioned different schools of thought, and I'm probably one of a different school. I'm a technical writer, and what I know about teamwork, I learned in bands and in choirs. A little odd, but it's actually a living human organism where people try and decide why they want to be there every single time they show up. So what I learned is that tacit knowledge is totally real. I can see it in our team every day. I can see it in how we work and how we are with one another. But I don't think it's a resource that can be captured. I think it is a quality that shines in the collaboration. So rather than trying to separate tacit knowledge from people who have it, my plan is to give people the opportunities to practice it, to contribute what only they can do in the ways only they know how. Because if we respect each other, I think we can thrive together.
Thank you. Embedding the tacit knowledge. Let us continue to Katarina and Slovenia, from Slovenia. Please, Katarina.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you from my side as well. And Moria, I really admire your skill for timekeeping. So I have set my time in order to respect that. Okay. So this for me was something new. And what really stays with me is the awareness of tacit knowledge, how colorful and big and diverse is. I could really connect with the Lego chunks, so colorful and diverse. And the lesson that really stays with me are questions, how different type of question can really bring different output. So I also have some plans in the future, and I look forward to learn more from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will continue to Kim from the UK.
Well, good afternoon, everyone from London, and thank you. Firstly, a huge thank you to Moria, because one of the key takeaways for me has been, as a sole practitioner, the opportunity to immerse myself in the KM community within KM deep thinking philosophy, and sort of those opportunities to build connections has been really, really huge for me. And it's reinforced both the good things that I knew already did and why they're good, but it's also resonated, ironically, with me about resonance and given me the opportunity to really think about how I build resonance into my work, how I create opportunities for resonance and engagement, and tacit knowledge actually having a meaning that sticks with people and adds value to them. And also creative friction. So Arthur's talk last week about creating those opportunities for innovative conversations, being creative, exploring the tacit knowledge that we have, and then using the push-pull of the spectrum to give people the chance to be creative and bring them back and get actions out of them. So really thinking about the end users, the people who may not necessarily understand KM particularly well in the organization, but know what resonates with them, respond to things that resonate. So that's really prompted me to think about how I deliver the things that I'm doing at work. And yeah, it's been brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. 2 words. 1, resonance. The second, creative friction. Next year, we will have a special session, a full session on creative friction in our course next year, speaking about knowledge creation and innovation.
Thank you.
Christina is not with us today, right, Christina? So we will skip her slides because I'm not sure that we have time to go into the details, but I'll just speak about the challenge that even though we gave many tools, it's difficult yet to codify the tacit knowledge. And sometimes there is resistance to sharing it. Lydia also is not with us. Again, she goes with the idea of shallow, deep, and surface. I think that was a real aha moment for all of us, and the different types and different components of knowledge. So we will move to Lynn. Lynn also from Australia is not with us today. Again, we are going again and again to the idea of the importance of questions, not coming with exclamation marks, but coming with question marks, with questions. And we are adding here something that we didn't speak about, the idea of lessons learned and how we can learn and capture the tacit knowledge within these activities. Jack for Poland is also not with us today. 6 masks of knowledge, the holistic approach. I don't remember already who spoke about. I'm not sure already. And now he's adding another reminder for us all: podcasts. We heard it at the beginning. We'll hear it continuing. A podcast is very helpful too. We didn't understand how deep it could be, how professional are the people who do it. It's not magic. It can be learned. Sven may be adding later on, because we heard that he's now on the board of a Pioneer Knowledge, and the different levels of share, ask, find, answer, recognize, inform. Thank you, Jack, and we are moving to Jessica. Okay, Jessica is just reminding us that not all industries are the same. And when you speak about a regulated industry, the idea of structured coaching and mentoring is an effective way to transfer knowledge and to turn it from individual to organizational. She's reminding us of the importance of identifying patterns. We spoke about the deep knowledge, but we didn't remind ourselves what deep knowledge is. It's not that it's only hard to capture because it's so deep there. The deep knowledge is so important because it speaks about patterns, about things that can be reused again and again. Lynn is with us. Dear Lynn from the USA, please.
So good morning from the US. I just trying to start my video, but it won't let me. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for participating and for Mariah and the team who put all these classes together. Just a huge thank you. Very quickly, for me, looking at the communities of practice and focusing on smaller projects was really important as a reminder not to try to KM the whole organization. KM, I think that the tacit knowledge is always shifting and moving in people. So KM is a long-term commitment, not a short-term flash in the pan exercise. Again, the deep tacit knowledge and the different levels of tacit knowledge or knowledge was really important to relearn. And then for my plans, I really was fascinated by the use of AI and virtual reality for training and using the knowledge that's implicit, or that is in people's heads to do that training. I thought that one session was really amazing. And then again, focus on a few specific COPs for application of KM tools and techniques. KM is itself is always deeper. So thank you, everybody. Have a good summer.
Thank you. Martin is not with us. Martin also always opens our lessons. He reminds us the term of hidden knowledge. And sometimes people hide it because they don't want to share it. Sometimes it's hidden also from themselves. We have to foster an open communication. And I want to add the term systematically implementing strategies, not doing it here and there, but do it with a systema if we want to get some results. I'm running because we are a lack of time. Maya, we are with you. Maya from Israel.
Yes, hi. So I think that my main takeaway will be that the interpersonal relationships are very important, that sometimes we have to know people better only by maybe meet him in the coffee corner and ask him questions that usually we don't pop up during the workday. And also that the office itself has to promote this organizational environment so people can communicate and share knowledge. And another thing is the significance of integrating ChatGPT, using it, the new technology, and it can be a valuable tool that we can use. And I think I have 2 more seconds and only just identifying focal points as important people to consult with.
Thank you so much, Maya. I met Maya on the coffee corner just a month ago, first time in my life. I want to shout out again the 2 words you spoke about: cultivating culture. Very important. Thank you. We're continuing with Israel. Everyone was on the M. Meital, we're with you.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. And again, thank you for the opportunity to participate in this course. I think from the different topics and experts that we spoke and talked with, my main takeaways is that at the end of the day, there's not one solution that fits all, okay? One of the key elements that helps us is asking the right questions. And Gen AI, in my perspective, can really help us transform knowledge management going forward for our users and for us. We need to be creative and push ourselves out of the box. Going forward, like I think everybody else, I plan to integrate some AI tools to support our knowledge management activities in the company. I do want to focus a little bit this year on best practices and work with management to create a very strong support for our activities and the topic itself. Done.
Thank you. I'm just reminding us all, Gen AI is not only good for KM, surprisingly, it's good also for tacit KM. Okay, I won't speak about everything, but one thing that I learned, that tacit is not one thing. It has different levels, it's continuing. not everything is so important. We say tacit knowledge and we think that, and our eyes shine. Not everything is so important, but it is an opportunity for significant knowledge. And the most important knowledge many times is when we find the new patterns and the new concepts residing in the deep knowledge. I learned about more fabulous ways that I wasn't aware of, using a deep knowledge or deep content or deep information, depends on the school of thought, can be created when we really touch and tap on tacit knowledge, but many times also when we tap and call into our documents using AI, and that was a breakthrough for me. So I will continue doing things that will help using also the humankind and the AI towards leveraging the value creation of tacit knowledge and not only explicit knowledge. In one word, it's doable. Nosheen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. I learned a lot from this course. I learned a lot, but I was hopeful to just mention the main takeaway from capturing and retrieving tacit knowledge was me to work on 3 different aspects, working on my human-to-human interaction, being like why we do shadowing with the expert, or asking correct questions, and using methods like scaffolding, for example, community of practices, using those, and also using generative AI tools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Naomi from Switzerland is not with us, but one takeaway that she's adding, we didn't speak about knowledge retention. It's so obvious that knowledge retention is an activity with a lot of tacit knowledge. She's reminding us, and she's saying one tip that she took, if you let the success of document the knowledge transfer, you have many benefits. She's reminding us of some things that other people have told us, the onion model, the mask model, method, and the knowledge model. So we will continue to Rafael from Indonesia. Rafael, are you with us? Okay, as we count to 10, I want to take from Rafael's takeaways 2 things to speak about. One of them, the implicit knowledge. We have the tacit, we have the explicit. Many people refer to implicit as a synonym to the tacit, but it is something in between. The tacit is something that maybe we are not aware, and then the implicit would be we are aware, but it's hard to express. So sometimes we connect them, but if we look at the 2 components, doesn't matter if we have one name or 2, we understand the stages that it moves through and we can help it move better. Okay, Shirley from Indonesia also couldn't join us today. Thank you, Shirley. We spoke about cultivating open, sharing and cultivating culture, but you are specifically reminding us the idea of trust, good relationships, and our duties as KM practitioners for this flow of knowledge, for these moves from here to there, and for helping people, or by nurturing it, or by capturing it and doing even more. And again, powerful questions. I think that was the best practical session. Simon from Slovenia, we are with you.
Hello, thank you. Slovenia, the country with usually 0 points for the Eurovision contest, but still, I very much enjoyed the iceberg with surface, shallow, and deep knowledge, also with the percentages and everything that explicit and tacit knowledge is in surface knowledge and so on. For me, it was very useful regarding the 10 principles for successful communities of practice. and also to focus on the right people with critical tacit knowledge in organizations. And my plans are that I would like to refresh some of the courses at the faculty, and at the same time, from professional growth, to also step outside of the academia more actively in the practical point of view when it comes to knowledge management. And I'm already looking forward to attend the course next year. So thank you.
Thank you. And I think that because you never get points, we are now giving you 12 points and everyone is applauding to you. We love you, Slovenia.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's continue to Sophia. Sophia couldn't attend today. Sophia, could you join us today? Yes, you are here. You just added the X by mistake. Yes, Sophia.
Yes.
Sophia just moved to Lisbon. She looks like a new person.
Yes, I did. So first of all, thank you all for the great presentations and also for your participation during these weeks. They were great for me. I learned a lot from all of you. So my key takeaways, and here I didn't go back to what we have learned. I just added here what was on my mind, because I know I can go back to what I learned. So this was what was on my mind when I did this slide. So the communities of practices, the fact that the success of a community of practice is from all and not just from the core team, for me this is critical. And this is because we are trying to implement this in the company I work, and usually the part that is when it's not going well, it's for the core team. Okay, I'm not saying that they are doing the wrong things, but they are evaluated by it. So it's for all, not just for the core team. And usage of AI to collect tacit knowledge, for me this is very important. I will use this much more. And another thing that for me it's very important was the power of communication. And here I'm adding the knowledge books, the podcasts, being able to listen well to what others are saying, doing the right questions, not only powerful questions, but the right questions in the right moment, because sometimes a question that is not so powerful or doesn't seem so powerful, it can trigger a good answer for us. And also the importance of the lessons learned. This is something that we do in the company I work, but honestly, we just do it. We don't revive it. So it's like they are stored there and nobody knows about it. So my plans will be to explore deeper AI on knowledge management, to develop and implement a communication strategy, and invest more time in COPs and lessons learned mentality development.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sophia. From here to Sweden, Stacy.
Hi, Maria. Thank you very much. And this has been really exciting for me. I'm a newbie to this community, so I have learned a great deal. My main takeaways is this idea of a continuum, this knowledge spectrum, and moving from one state to another state and managing the knowledge along the way. I thought that was really fantastic. Of course, the onion model. I work for an IT company and I constantly am faced with trying to get people to learn how to navigate through a complex system as quickly as possible and to get them from that surface knowledge to a deep knowledge. And it's been wonderful to hear all the different ways that you can do that. I like the part about how to leverage working with experts, because I do that all the time and sometimes not as successfully as others, but now I have a few tips and tricks to help me along the way. I also put there something about also powerful questions. That's fantastic. It is all about the questions and getting information out of people. I wrote about mirror neurons because that just kind of, I saw that and I wanted to know more about this idea of brain cells being activated when you perform an action and when you see someone else performing that same action. It wasn't necessarily a main takeaway, but it was something that I found interesting. And thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you for adding another perspective. That's what I love about these wrap-ups, that we remember all what we walked through. Stefan from Germany. Stefan, are you with us? Okay, so I'll help out. Stefan is reminding us again about the Lego, but not only about their diversity and colors, but how they're scattered across the floor, like our tacit knowledge many times. The importance of listening, we didn't speak about that yet, and all other things I think that we already mentioned. So thank you, Stefan, and we will move to Sven. Sven, we are with you, please.
Thanks, Moria, and thanks, everyone. The engagement in the course has been really valuable. I wrote down here, there's much more that we know and we can express and make explicit. And this continuum of states of knowledge that Stacey talked about is really important. What I learned, what my takeaway is, I like the differentiation between deep, shallow, and surface knowledge. Likewise, with the onion model, that there's layers. Knowledge is a multi-layer phenomenon. And then maybe the last one, the expert knowledge is based on deep experience. It may be embodied and maybe cannot and should not always be extracted. It's really also about the business value of the knowledge that you're trying to surface or make explicit. So that's my main lessons for this one. Maybe as people were mentioned quite a bit, so the people interactions, the enabling conditions so knowledge can flow for interactions between people, knowledge can be transferred between people. That's for me a very important element in the tacit knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you for reminding us to look for the business value and not try to capture it all or to react on it all. Thank you. And from here to Belgium, Tim, we are with you.
Yes,
Please.
Thank you, Moria. My first key takeaway is one that many have shared already. The theory behind tacit knowledge, and especially the onion model, was very interesting. And then the importance of conversations, knowledge flow, where people talk to each other. We've had many lessons about interviewing, powerful questions, mask, and so on, that really show what you can achieve when you improve the conversations, and those improve then the knowledge flows. And another key takeaway for me was working with experts. Don't force extra work on them. Don't make them codify their tacit knowledge. Focus on having them do tacit to tacit knowledge sharing, and then you can codify and prioritize knowledge from there. And then the last key takeaway is new technology like virtual reality, for example, can make eliciting and sharing knowledge accessible to people who are, in my eyes, undervalued today, especially in our company, for example. My plan is to research possibilities of virtual reality with regards to shop workers and food production workers, and how they can also elicitize and then share their knowledge with the rest of the organization.
Thank you. And thank you for reminding us of the idea and importance of conversation. Tina, are you with us today? I think that not. If Tina is not with us, we're looking at her first point and remembering the Secchi model. It starts with tacit to tacit, and that is through socialization, enabling flow, and it is not yet turning it to be explicit. Not always we can turn it to be explicit. Another key point is our sensing. The senses are a great input for a lot of tacit knowledge. I'll stop here and yes, peel the onion. Thank you. Johanna from Denmark, are you with us today? No? Okay, so Johanna is taking another component from Alex and David's wonderful books, speaking about the 4 main ways to work with tacit knowledge, embedding it, the embodied one, the 4 types, I'm sorry, of tacit knowledge, the 4 forms of embodied, affective, intuitive, and spiritual. I want to remind us all that she has a very long list of open resources. She sent us one of her books. I can share with you later on. I have on my website the whole set of books of open resources of Alex. It was just now published or something like a few weeks ago, a month ago. So I'll share it with you after the course. So you can read about all these 3 levels and 4 types and 4 main activities, much more, and of course, all free of charge. Siska from Indonesia. She's not here. I want to add one thing that wasn't mentioned enough. Maytal spoke about it, but I want to remind us again. Creative, creative, creative. We have to be creative in the tools we use, in the way we use them, and when we use them, and in every other way. So creativity is important. Also, when we are doing very logical things like a critical thinking and leveraging tacit value creation, and we should not forget it or say that we cannot do it, that we are not competent enough. We all are. Stephen from Indonesia. Stephen also is not with us. All the people from the East have a difficult time. It's a difficult times, and we're so happy that someone from Australia joined us. It's not easy at all, I know. We're going back to the beginning. Tacit knowledge can create tangible value. Exclamation mark, again, again, again. Collaboration between human insights and AI. The synergy is wonderful. I want to add here, one of the things that the AI does, it helps us in synthesizing. Because unlike the Google that we had that only helped us collect, it helps us collect, integrate, translate, and synthesize and summarize. And the combination of these 5 brings something new that we didn't have before. And now I can stop because Vincent for sure is here with us. Vincent.
Yes, yes. Hello, everyone.
Vincent is on vacation now.
No, I'm here. I will be soon. That's my plans. Great. So good to see you all again. Thank you so much, Moria, for your leadership and putting all this hard work behind this course. Thanks to all the speakers also for all their contribution. Even so, I've been in the KM for almost 25 years, so I still learn a lot of very valuable insight from this course. And I think more and more I realize that, I mean, dealing with tacit knowledge is a mix of art and science. And well, I mean, there are the tools and the technique you can follow, which is more the science, but then there is a lot of art behind it that helps you to really get what you want. And I will say there is a need of a lot of tacit knowledge to extract tacit knowledge. My last thing I will say in 20 seconds is I discovered very recently a story of something that happens in Japan. There is a very old shrine, a very old temple, and every 20 years they somehow disassemble this temple and they reassemble it again. And this is to make sure that they preserve all the know-how and all the tacit knowledge on building such kind of old temple. So I thought it was a very good illustration on how to capture and transfer tacit knowledge over. Thank you.
And thank you, Vincent, for being me on the team and for bringing us Peter with the powerful questions. Victor.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depend the location. So here my main takeaways was first familiarize myself about what has been studied and shared about tacit knowledge management. Since I'm from the knowledge management field, I work with knowledge management. Sometimes we see a lot about explicit knowledge, so it's important to understand what has been shared about tacit knowledge and how to extract the value of it. So I think another thing was to understand the frameworks was shared, the onion model, the hidden knowledge, the typology of knowledge. It was pretty good to understand. And of course, learn tools and methodology to capture, not just capture, because it's not possible sometimes, but elicit and nurture this tacit knowledge. And my plans with all this learning, I want to build a knowledge, kind of knowledge map, mental mapping, to make sense of all these connections and how we to connect with each other. I can share with the community. Yeah. Apply it on my master's dissertation. I'm just finishing my dissertation, so I want to try to use some of these concepts as well, and of course apply it to my learning and development practice in my company, and how we can leverage the tacit knowledge here as well.
Thank you, Victor. Victoria, are you with us? Okay, Victoria is not with us, so we will continue. Aj, of course, with us from Slovenia.
Yes.
Yes.
Aida, yeah, Aida from Slovenia here.
Aida, I'm sorry, Aida.
No,
Yes.
no problem, no problem. So my takeaways are very similar to what we already heard, and my takeaways somehow connect with my plans. So learning about different levels of knowledge, especially about the deep knowledge, was really something that made me think, and how important it is to capture it. And we learned different techniques. For that reason, I would like to do something in the future on that as part of our strategic work that we do in our organization. And yeah, asking the right questions, that session was really great. I think that at the same time, Vincent shared with me one book on how to ask the right questions. And yeah, this is the book that I'm mentioning in my plans to go and read it. And then how I can really support the process of capturing the knowledge. And I really liked how you already integrated it with in this course, which was like for me an example how to do it practically. And for the end, I would really like to thank everybody of you who did the sessions for us, to really share with us your deep expertise. I learned, I'm really grateful actually that I can be of this network and learn from you.
Thank you so much. I'll send you all. I've written a summary on the book of Peter's on asking questions. So I'll send you the summary and send you all to buy. Roger, please, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you. So I have two things. The first one is that I've learned to observe. This whole framework of tacit knowledge has given me a chance to observe my peers and colleagues and how much tacit knowledge they possess, and also to learn the skills of how to elect it, because it's actually really quite difficult. It's not just extracting, but really electing this knowledge. So that has given me that. And then my takeaway has been a vocabulary with which to engage with my peers. So the concepts of surface, shallow, deep knowledge, the onion model, this whole vocabulary of being able to talk to them about this, that has been a huge benefit. So my plans is to continue talking to my peers and learning. So that is the human engagement. And then I think my learning starts right now, because I need to revisit all the stuff that we have learned over the last weeks and see what I can use going ahead. The different techniques, powerful questions, creating knowledge books. I think there's a huge amount of value there. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maria, for this great course, and for all to participate in this. It's been a great experience.
Thank you. Okay, it will take us 2 more minutes. We're almost at the end. John, are you with us?
Yes, Dr. Maria, thank you very much. Thank you for the insight of the barriers of the expert. By doing this, I understand that we can develop an innovation through the use of the onion model, AI brainstorming. And my plans is to share these materials to my colleague to retrieve their tacit knowledge and to innovate. And I want also to explore the knowledge gap and the AI, the generative AI, to apply in our company. Thank you, Dr. Maria.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have one more. I just have to share it with you because it's not, oh, here it is. No, we have more than one more. No, this here. First of all, John.
Oh,
okay,
that's
I don't know why we.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, Monica, that was what I was missing. Yes, Monica, we are with you.
Hello. Okay, I synthesized the most important ideas on what caught my attention in a knowledge model, a collection of map related. One of these is the my takeaway and plans. I think that the tacit knowledge is not possible to convert in explicit knowledge directly by the owner. And for that reason, the importance of having a clear concept of knowledge and knowledge theory. And we must consciously use the appropriate verb and process. Polanyi said every explicit knowledge is rooted in tacit knowledge, implies human beings always apply their tacit knowledge, and explicit knowledge depends on tacit knowledge. For that reason, I think that all the topics we are studying in the course are related with tacit knowledge, even though the purpose of this no was it. The course, my plan is the course and the material is very valuable. I learn a lot. I will use a lot of a professor and a consultant. I will be, this is my new books of knowledge book. And I thanks a lot of your thanks.
Thank you very much. I won't have an ending. We don't have time. We love you all. Thank you for joining us. See you again next year. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Moria.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maria.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, and
Bye.
answer our survey. Answer our survey.
Yeah.